I even had this crazy addiction for this period of time where I actually tried so many diuretics and I was trying to see like which diuretic like works to the point that it was so bad I was addicted to shitting. Like I was literally addicted to shitting. I'm not even joking, okay?
This is Hazelle.
It's Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clevities
Podcast. Today's topic, I think, is something that anyone and everyone can relate to, and we've got the best guest in the studio for this. Say hello to Tyen Rasif!
Hi everybody.
Tien, tell us, what have you been up to? What are you doing right now?
Okay, so thank you so much for having me on your Hush podcast. I am a certified personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for 8 years now. I'm a host on Click Network's No Sweat, so it's a fitness and wellness show. And I also run a personal training app called No Sweat. And it's an app pretty much to help people work out from home and start getting fit.
Wow, we should check out this app. No sweat.
How many pull-ups can you do?
Huh?
Pull-ups.
Yeah.
You know, I think like at once, maybe like 3. I'm not that good at pulls. Like honestly, I'm not a pull-up queen. I'm better at my pushers.
How many push-ups?
I don't know. It depends who's challenging me to it.
Wow! There's also a show that you are on that Hazelle was also in an episode of, Camel Kakis.
Yes, camel
Whole lot
khakis.
fall in.
Yes, whole lot fall in. So I was in episode 1 and episode 2, and it was a really awesome experience. Like we
Yes.
got to join the army essentially.
Whoa.
We got to go to Tekong. I mean, from my episode, we got to go to Tekong. We got to use the guns and we got to be army medics and do all this combat training. It was insane and like pretty much the worst, like the most intense training I've ever experienced in my life.
No way.
Coming from a PT.
Yeah,
that's
coming
right.
from a PT, like that stuff is intense. I have so much respect for servicemen who actually do this. But I'm so happy that it's finally out. It was a 2-year project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It lasted like over like two
years.
Because
of
of
COVID,
COVID,
yeah.
that's right. So for mine, episode 4 is actually the Navy episode. We actually got to experience what it's like. And then there was this part where they made like water really gush into the submarine and we had to fix the hole. Like find out where the hole is, fix it so that we can save ourselves from drowning. Incredible.
You
Oh
were
my
in the
goodness.
water?
In the water. And then I could barely see. I was just like, wherever anything is, I would just like, put a plank there. And then the pressure was so hard, you know.
Yeah.
It was so tough to just put my hand there and then stop the water from coming in. Incredible experience.
That sounds like, a very physically
Intense,
challenging,
yeah.
It was
intensive
really, really
thing.
intense.
We actually discussed confidence and style a few episodes back, but now we want to go into the physicality of it, right? It's about body image, it's about self-image issues, loving yourself and all that when it comes to the physical body, right? And I think, Tien, you're perfect for this, but a question to the floor. Have you girls ever struggled with body image issues?
Of
course.
Of course.
Oh, so it's a yes all around.
Yes.
What about our crew? Everyone? Body image issues?
Even the guys?
Yeah, even the guys. Yeah. It's a universal experience, right? And it's not just girls that go through this. I know plenty of guys that do. But Tien, as a fitness trainer and a public figure, how important is your body image to you?
Okay, so that's a very good question and might be a bit of a controversial one because I do think that as a personal trainer, your body is your business card. So I wouldn't really buy hair conditioner or shampoo from a bald person. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's a bit controversial, but I think that it's totally fair for people to want to get to hire a personal trainer because they aspire to look like this personal trainer. Or they aspire to be motivated because they're like, wow, this person has like a nice body. I want to work out like them. However, I have met a lot of personal trainers who might not particularly look the part of a personal trainer. I mean, they don't have those abs, they might not have like strong arms or anything like that, but they have the credibility because they have the experience and they've been educated in this field. So they are really good trainers and they do show results. But I totally think it's very fair to make the assumption that people would still want to go for a personal trainer who looks the part.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Over the years, right, body image has ebbed and flowed and changed so much. In the early 2000s, your Nicole Richie, Paris Hilton era, it was all about the skinty body, low-rise jeans. Were we around? Were we alive?
I still remember
were,
that. Yeah,
but
I
we
still
were
remember that.
babies.
We were babies, yeah. And then it became the voluptuous Kim Kardashian, But one thing that has not changed throughout all these years is diet culture. No matter skinny, no matter voluptuous, it's still about diet culture. What do you girls think about this?
It is toxic to a certain extent, but also you can use it to your advantage to help you to eat a bit more clean, a bit more healthy. That's what I feel. Especially for me, after I joined the industry, I've shared this a couple of times. Before I joined the industry, I love my carbs, I love my sugar. After I joined the industry, I started to learn more about what dieting actually is, what causes me to be fat. So I cut down, I moderate. So I feel like it's a double-edged sword. What do you think?
I think that diet culture is something that you place an intention on weight loss, but it's how you get to that weight loss. Is it a healthy way? Is it sustainable? Or is it a toxic way? Like, for example, Tien, I don't know if you've ever had like detox teas when you were younger, or yeah?
I want to admit right now that I have tried so many detox drinks because I was curious, like, what are all these teas? You have all these slimming teas, you have all these slimming pills, you have all these diuretics. I even had this crazy addiction for this period of time where I actually tried so many diuretics, and I was trying to see like which diuretic like works, to the point that it was so bad I was addicted to shitting. Like, I was literally addicted to shitting. I'm not even joking, okay? Like, it wasn't even to be skinny or anything. It's just like the idea of cleansing your body.
Stop laughing. Stop laughing like shitty problems.
The idea of like cleansing your body. It wasn't to be skinny. It was just like I was so obsessed with like shitting. So I remember when I was in the States, right? I actually tried this very intense diuretic they can get over the counter, and I was like, oh, okay, let's try this out. And it was like the worst like shitting experience ever. I remember because the next day I went for like this Pride festival, right? And then I was like walking through New York City, and then suddenly like this like heat wave like flashed across like the city, and then out of nowhere I really needed to use the toilet. And you're in New York and it's super crowded, and it's like the 20 or 30,000 people or whatever.
No, Pride Parade, you can't get out of the Pride
Parade.
Parade.
And there's no public toilet because they closed all the public toilets. So I was like, oh my God, like I said, I was like crying so hard. I was like, I'll never do this again. And then like I just remember going to this like Thai restaurant, and they were very nice because I'm Asian. So they like let me in and they let me use the toilet. After that incident, I was like, okay, I am never doing diuretics again. Is really very harmful for you.
Lesson
Yeah,
learned.
guys, don't use diuretics.
That moment when you really needed the washroom and you could not find one. Oh my God.
That's one
it was
of
very
life's
painful.
worst experiences.
It was one of the biggest experiences of my life.
Oh,
Like really
man.
changed my life.
But I think we have to define diet culture, right?
Okay.
Diet culture
What
is
is it
where
actually?
you place more importance on your body's appearance than your well-being. Yeah. So when you say like, oh, I'd like to eat healthier for my well-being, that's not really the bad part of diet culture.
Okay.
That's just you watching your diet. Yeah. Diet culture is, for example, guilt tripping yourself for having a full meal. Yeah, where you're like, I ate until I was so full, or I shouldn't have eaten dessert. Why did I eat so much? Or labeling foods as good or bad. Like carbohydrates are bad. I'll never eat carbs because they make me fat. They make me look fatter.
That's not true, by the way.
Yeah, it is not true, but a lot of people, they believe that because they see that online, or avoiding certain social events to avoid eating because you know that you're going to have an 8-course meal at this event and you don't want to put yourself in that situation or lead to maybe eating disorders.
Yeah. And I think that's a big problem because there are just so many diets out there, as you said. That you can name so many. There's the intermittent fasting, there is keto diets, there is the low carb diet, like the Atkins diet. There is like all these very strange diets that are out there. And I can say that I've personally tried them. I was curious to see what they were. But my take is that diets are always, I feel like diets can be used to achieve a certain goal. But what's unhealthy about diets is that it is not sustainable, And then once you achieve your weight, if it's not a sustainable goal, like cutting out rice completely, like some people go keto diets, and then you realize that, hey, actually the keto diet is not something I can sustain long term. And then that's when it becomes damaging because your body can yo-yo. It's called yo-yo dieting or crash dieting. Your body actually goes back and it kind of becomes even more intense. You put on weight even more intensely when you get off the diet.
Sorry, question. So because, with this different diets, you take different things, you eat different things, right? Aside from the, bouncing back of weight, does it do something to your body internally as well? When you cut out like certain food groups or, when you focus on certain things.
That's essentially crash dieting and yo-yo dieting that a lot of people unfortunately fall into this trap of thinking, okay, I want to lose weight. I'm going to cut out rice completely. I'm going to, cut out this, cut out that. And I'm going to eat less. Okay, and I think that's that's the most damaging one, when you would think like, okay, I'm gonna lose weight, so I'm gonna eat half of whatever I eat. And that can be really bad because it can cause you long-term metabolic damage.
Oh no.
Right.
Yeah, it can cause you to develop certain deficiencies. And there's also, there's also another controversial topic, but that's also why I feel certain things like veganism, where you actually lack a lot of nutrition, that can also be quite detrimental to the body because you actually lack a lot of very vital nutrients that you are meant to have.
And after knowing all of this, what I find amazing is that diet culture is still looked up upon like a god, you know. Like I have so many friends, girlfriends, they look up to people like Blackpink Lisa, Jennie, you know what. They're tiny
Yes,
ways.
yes.
And then they start comparing themselves to friends around them. So I have this other friend who, in her words, has a very bad relationship with food.
Okay.
She can like eat one meal every 2 days or something like that. She's very skinny, you know, she looks good, she's happy about it, but it's just not sustainable. And
Yes.
friends around her want to copy her style of dieting because
no.
they feel like it can make them look as good as she is.
Because they see the results.
Correct, on her.
That's
they don't
actually
know
very
that.
bad for you. I know of someone who doesn't have consistent meals, and now her her digestive tract is permanently damaged, and she might have to be on medication for the rest
Oh
of her
my
life.
God.
Yeah, because she doesn't eat at proper times. She misses meals and all
Sorry,
that.
that's
Why
me.
eat-
Yeah.
Yes,
But
that's
is
what
it
I'm
because she
saying.
wants to lose weight?
No, it's because she works. She doesn't have enough time. Yeah. But I think it's the relationship with food, right? How you perceive food. For people with eating disorders, for example, they might view food as something that's evil.
Yeah.
They view food as something that they don't deserve to have. For example, I don't know if you have any experience with eating
Or your
disorders.
clients?
Yes. So I think that probably happens the most with carbs. You know, the experience of, okay, maybe I shouldn't eat so much carbs because carbs make me fat. So that is a very huge misconception that I would like to clear up here, because carbs don't make you fat. Overeating, eating a caloric surplus, that makes you put on weight.
Right.
It's a very simple equation. So it's calories in versus calories out. If you're consuming less calories that you're putting out, then you're putting yourself in a deficit. So that can help you lose weight. But if you're eating more calories than you are than you're burning, then obviously you're gonna gain weight. It's a very, very simple equation over here. And I think that the misconception here is that carbs are gonna make me fat, but it's not the carbs. It's actually everything else that you are consuming as well that are adding to the calories that you're intaking.
So where does fat play into this whole thing? Where you take in the fat from your food, like fried food and oils and all that, and then body fat. How does that work?
So it's not a fat equals fat. So that's
Okay.
why I say there's actually good fat versus bad fat, right? There is the healthy fats like avocado, olive
Right.
oil, avocado oil, nuts, salmon, right? Omega. These are all good fats that you need because they are essential for your body. But then there's also the bad fats, like the saturated fats, you know, things like, all the yummy foods that we all love. Let's be honest.
Fried chicken, truffle fries.
Yeah, so there are the good fats, but you see, if you eat more calories, your body's going to store the extra calories, and that if you don't expand it, it's going to be converted to fats. So it's a very, very simple equation that I feel has been kind of like made a bit complicated because of dieting culture and because people have so many different opinions as to what is the right way to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, so question.
Yeah.
Because to lose weight, you need to go into a calorie deficit, right? And some people take that too far. But when you take too little calories, that's a problem as well.
That is correct. So I think that, I'm not going to promote what's the right amount of calories for your body because everybody's body is different. But it's very essential for you to not only eat the calories that you need for energy and to eat in the caloric deficit, but it's to also fill your body with the nutrients that you need. So I think like it's more, so the focus now is not eating less, the focus is eating the right foods for your body. That's correct.
So do you eat 3 meals a day, Tien?
I personally don't eat 3 meals a day. I actually eat 2 meals a day.
Oh, on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Oh.
I eat intuitively. Have you guys heard of intuitive eating?
Like trusting
I
your
like
gut.
the sound of that.
Okay.
If you feel like it, you eat it.
But I'll be eating all day, like how?
Okay.
I'll be snacking all day.
Okay, well, what's your interpretation of intuitive eating?
When you're hungry, you eat.
Okay.
Okay.
Why y'all laugh?
Okay, no, that's a very fair assumption. Okay.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on intuitive eating?
When you feel like it within reason.
What is intuitive eating?
Okay, so you guys are all correct.
Oh.
In a sense that it's listening to your body, essentially. And I know that's a very broad definition. But when you feel like your body needs the food and you feel like your body needs to be satiated and you feel like you need the energy, and that's when you eat, and that's when you fuel your body with the foods that it needs for whatever activity that you have to do.
But it's the choice of foods that's important as well.
But
because
it's the type of food.
I get hungry at like midnight. I want to eat cup noodles. If I listen to my body, I'll just go and eat.
That's correct, and that's the struggle, and that's I think the very that's the complex nature of dieting, right? So I actually I feel that intuitive, if diet culture was not so toxic, intuitive eating would just be eating.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
what is your intuitive eating? You say
So-
2 meals a day.
Okay, so for me, I eat intuitively based on my schedule. Which is why personal training comes into play, because as a personal trainer, I really guide them and break all these misconceptions. Like there's this misconception that you need to eat 3 meals a day. Some people say eat 5 meals a day. Some people say eat 1 meal a day, and this just overcomplicates things, guys. Like honestly, you just eat when you need to eat. Okay, you eat more importantly, when you right before you have anything that requires you to be energetically expensive, like exercise, or when you guys are like doing your work. So you eat before that because you need the fuel to expand and you need the fuel to be energetic. You eat after to replenish the body. So you eat for 2 reasons: to fuel and to replenish.
Okay, another quick question. So I find that every time when I host, I get tired. But I'm not actually physically expending my energy. It's a lot of cognitive effort. But I still feel tired and hungry even though I've eaten. So does that mean that while hosting, my calories are burnt?
Yes, I can tell you that hosting makes you burn a lot of calories. Being in
Even
front
though
of
I'm
the
not
camera,
moving around?
being in front of the camera, having to think, your blood is like racing, your adrenaline is high. That is gonna make you expend a lot of energy, and that's also
Fried chicken after this, go!
That's a problem.
So using your brain is also expending some sort of bodily effort.
Oh wow, I never knew this.
Great.
Wow.
So we should use our brains more, everybody. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I'm understanding from what we're learning from you. When you're in a calorie deficit, that's how you lose weight. When you eat good fats versus bad fats, that's when you can lose your body fat.
okay. No, so basically, when you lose weight, it also equals you lose your fats. And you can so weight is a very big like umbrella here, okay? Fat loss is a part of it. So I think a lot of people, that's the misconception a lot of people do. They conflate fat loss with weight loss.
Yeah.
But it's completely different, because you can be losing weight but not necessarily losing fat, and that's how you get skinny fat, right?
Oh, okay.
So basically you can be losing, so weight loss is here. You can lose fat, you can use your water retention, you can be losing muscle.
Yeah.
So weight loss is a very broad category.
So losing body fat is a subsection of
That's correct.
losing weight.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, I learned so much.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do intuitive eating. Would you say you have a healthy relationship with food at the moment?
At the moment, I would say that I do have a very healthy relationship with food, and that's because it took me a very long time to get here.
What does that look like, a healthy relationship with food?
I think it's very easy for people to classify food as good food versus bad food, healthy versus unhealthy. Yes, there is healthy food, there is unhealthy food. But I believe there is no like bad food, because you need to eat with more intention. So I think that's maybe that's the biggest change that I'm trying to impart in people, is to eat with intention. If I'm eating a salad, I'm eating it because I know it fuels me with the energy and it makes me feel good.
But I don't like it. I want to cry eating a salad.
Okay, or if I'm eating an ice cream at the end of the day, I'm eating it because I've had a really long day, I'm very tired, and I would like something. I love ice cream, so I'm just gonna eat it, and I'm gonna feel good about it, and I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. So I think it's eating with intention and eating because you want to eat.
Correct. A lot of times I pick up the ice cream, and as I'm eating it, I'm so happy. But after I'm done with it,
You
that's when
feel
the guilt
bad.
kicks in. And I'll be like, oh my God, did I really just eat an ice cream at 3 a.m.?
It's fine, Hazel. I want to pick up on that, right? So is it possible then to be on a diet and have a healthy relationship with food?
I believe that it is definitely very possible to be on a diet and have a healthy relationship with food.
I see hope.
And that's essentially a balanced diet,
Right.
It's not a crash diet. It's not a trendy diet. It's eating for your goals, but at the same time also eating with intention.
Right.
And I think that's essentially it. When you develop a healthy relationship with food, it's because you are eating with intention.
Oh, that gives me so much perspective. Have you girls ever heard the term, we are what we eat?
Yeah.
Oh my God, then I'll be a huge, juicy chili crab.
Oh, I
I just had chili crab.
I will be a KFC fried chicken drumstick.
This will be.
Oh, it'll be mala.
Yeah.
Guys, I love McDonald's.
What's
I love McDonald's.
your McDonald's
I
order?
tell you, I get chicken nuggets, 6-piece chicken nuggets with the fries, and okay, I drink water. I don't drink Coke. So that's the compromise. And I have an apple pie after that. Like I just love it so much. I love McDonald's. Like guys, no kidding. I love McDonald's. My favorite thing in this life. Okay.
Hey, you're making me want to order McDonald's after this.
No, I really love
McDonald's sponsor.
No, guys, I really love McDonald's. I swear, you know what? People like to ask me like, oh, having McDonald's, is this a cheat day? And I'm like, no,
Every day.
I literally eat McDonald's like twice a week. I'm not even joking. And it's not like a cheat day kind of thing. It's like, and I don't treat it as a meal. You see, this is when I talk about eating with intention.
Okay.
I eat my McDonald's after I eat like my dinner. I'm like, okay, I ate my dinner and I'm like, you know what? I really want to eat chicken nuggets and fries like now because I've just had a very long week and I feel like I'm craving it and I want to eat it. And I hardly had the opportunity to, have free evenings. So I'm going to go and eat and enjoy myself.
So you basically just had nuggets and fries for dessert lah.
Yeah, it's like a supper.
Yeah. Can you afford to do that because of your output as well?
Right.
Because you work out.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so that's very fair for you to say because I've heard a lot of guys say this, like, oh, I'm eating like my chicken nuggets, but I still have a 6-pack, like and I'm like,
Where's it
okay,
gonna go?
but at the same time, right, you guys have a much higher metabolism than us girls,
true.
and also for us girls, right, like I guess for people who are generally very athletic and very fit, like yes, I think it's because we are fit that we have the foundation to allow us to eat like this. But at the same time, I also believe in caloric deficit. So I know on a day that maybe I just haven't eaten a lot and max is the only thing that's open, I will still eat the max,
Because you still wouldn't hit your calorie
Yeah,
count.
because I still wouldn't hit my calorie count. And I know I'll burn it off anyway in the long run. I'm not eating this every single day. I'm eating this maybe like twice a week just to treat myself. I believe in this 80-20 rule, okay? So basically, 20% of your food can be junk food and 80% of food can be nutritious food.
Okay.
Not junk food, but like food that you like ice cream and fries and
Basically junk food.
chips. Basically,
Mine is
pretty much.
2080. No, so here's my problem with caloric deficit.
Yes.
I've tried time and time again, but I cannot find the self-control to stop eating or to choose healthier foods. What would you say to someone like me?
Okay, so you've tried eating a caloric deficit.
Yeah, but I get hungry and I want
But
to eat.
I feel like you do already eat in a caloric deficit, don't you think? No?
No,
You-
I
see-
definitely
see-
eat way
see,
too
that's the
much.
thing. Like people have this assumption that I'm overeating, because I eat so much. But actually, some people's bodies just expand a lot of energy naturally. Some people generally just have a higher metabolism, which is why it's very important for you not to copy a diet wholesale because you really got to listen to what your body is able to expand.
Yeah,
Okay,
and for people like Blackpink Jennie, I think she shared that she dances 6 hours a day.
True.
How much calories can she burn? Oh my god, a lot.
And Rosé says that before she does a concert, she needs to have a big bowl of rice, just white rice. If not, right, she'll faint on stage.
Love.
Like, legit. So carbs are not enemies, okay? It's just how you expend that energy. So we all, I feel like that half of the room have a more active lifestyle.
Yes.
This half of the room a bit more laid back.
Yes.
But we all
We're
work
active
out.
at night.
They are.
Yes.
That's why I say dancing in a club, right? You can lose weight. You can burn calories
Yes,
too.
then you take 2 shots after that.
No, Hazy asked me once. She was like, "Can you please wear your Apple Watch and then go and dance one whole night and see how many calories?"
you done
actually-"
that?
I will do that
Tonight.
Soon.
Hey, but okay, we all work out in one way or another. What are our motivations for working out, Hazy?
To have a nice body, of course.
Okay.
Like being in the entertainment industry, I think visually is everything. At least to me, I want to work out to keep myself in good shape.
I think for me, that used to be my goal. And I think very much who doesn't want to look good, who doesn't want to work out to, have a body that they like. But I think my goal has really shifted to working out for my mental health and telling people to work out for their mental wellness. Because I think, long term, that is what is sustainable. I exercise because it makes me feel good about myself, makes me feel confident, and makes me mentally stronger. So I think that's my passion, and that's why I always like to share as well.
I love that.
I feel like I'm getting there, Last time I dread going to the gym, but now I actually look forward at least once a week. It's okay, manageable for me, and I'm actually happier every time after I leave the gym.
Yeah, it's the endorphins. And I think that's the thing with my personal training clients. They come to me and they're like, I want your body, I want to lose weight, I want blah, blah, blah. But actually, the real results come when they start working out as a lifestyle and when they work out, because
Agreed.
I feel very uncomfortable if I don't exercise today. You know, they get to the point where like, okay, I have this habit where I need to exercise. If not, I just don't feel mentally good.
Right.
Interesting.
So Zura, what about
you?
motivation?
Obviously, people here don't work out as much as people there.
Hey,
no,
see, Jeremy works
sorry,
out.
I'll speak for myself. I'll speak for myself.
No, but what's your motivation?
I think I want to be strong.
Ah,
Yeah,
You
like-
are.
You are. You could.
Mentally.
Okay, I would like to be physically strong.
Okay.
Okay, I think for me it's a mix between body image, a body like looking good, but also I've learned, right, because I drink so much. Because I drink so much, I've learned that working out maybe like 1 or 2 days after drinking can really bring my like levels. What do you call it? Endorphins.
Okay.
Dopamine.
Dopamine?
Okay, all of that.
Back
Happy
to
hormones.
Yeah, happy hormones back to a proper balance. If not, I'll feel very low and I'll feel very like dejected.
From what? From the drinking?
Yeah, from the alcohol. It does do that to you. Really? Yeah, so I'll work it out, I'll sweat it out, so it's kind of like a detox, and then I'll feel a lot better after coming out from the gym.
Then she
Nice.
repeats the cycle.
Hey,
It's a
at least
vicious
I have
cycle, guys.
post-care, aftercare, okay? Okay, so I mean, a lot of people associate health with being thin or being lean. But I want to bring up an example, Lizzo. Lizzo works out like crazy and people still fat shame her and body shame her. But I tell you, she could run circles around you. Have you seen that woman on stage? Like, that's just amazing. So I think a lot of people have this misconception that health is lean, thin. What do you think about this as a personal trainer?
Definitely, a lot of people have this misconception that health is like when they see a skinnier body or like a leaner body, or they see the abs, when they see the toned arms, they're like, okay, she's very healthy. And maybe I can talk a bit about my own personal bodybuilding experience.
Tell us.
So I was a bodybuilder for 5 years. So I remember basically the aim was to get my body fat as low as possible, to have that six pack, to have that very lean body. And at that point of time, people, I guess I was gaining quite a lot of traction on social media, because I would YouTube about it. I would post about my personal bodybuilding journey. And a lot of people were going like, wow, like what is your diet? What is your workout routine like? And that was probably the lowest body fat. I was like 8% body fat or
Wow,
something like that.
that's
Like,
low.
I don't know if you guys, I want to pull out a picture of it, but I was super tan.
We'll put
I
it right
was
here.
Super skinny. I was very, very lean. My body fat was like 8%. I was like the leanest and sharpest and most like cut I've ever been in my entire life. But in retrospect, that was actually the unhealthiest I have ever been. That is because the diet and the workouts were just not healthy. Okay, it is not normal.
Extreme, is
It's
it?
very, very extreme. It's not normal to be eating 6 meals a day of chicken breast and broccoli. It's not normal to be carrying a weighing scale out when you're eating out. And even like when I went for dates, like I went for proper first dates, and I had to tell my date, okay, this is gonna look very weird, but I have a weighing scale and I'm gonna
Oh my
weigh my
gosh.
salmon in front of you.
We actually cited someone like you as an example in one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
It happened in real life.
Yeah. And that was basically what I did. Like, I literally scared all these boys away. And this is why I was like, oh, why do you not date me? And I know why now. Because of the weighing scale. The weighing scale to the date. And I would literally like tap the oil off my food. And okay, I did all these very extreme things. I was working out like 6 days a week. Cardio like 1 hour every single day. And yes, I look cut, I look lean, and I was prepared for a competition. I had a goal. But that was also a point in my life that was very unhealthy. And I believe that anything that's not sustainable is just not healthy. So I think it's very normal for people to look at your body and go, wow, six pack, like she has abs, she's so lean, like look at her, I want to be her. But I think people are not aware that to get to that level might not have been through healthy means.
Or if you look at someone that's super, super skinny, they could have some sort of eating disorder as well. They could be struggling with something that you don't know. And to get to that point, I mean, would you be willing to sacrifice your mental health?
No.
Your happiness, your clarity
No
for
way.
your clarity?
Oh, clarity.
Or, you know, to fit a certain standard, right? So Tien, being in the fitness industry, obviously fitness is a business, right? People have to market it in order to get clients and to make money. But then we've seen some, places that market it in a way where they use really hot, really lean girls, very pretty girls. How do you think that affects people's relationship with like, losing weight for body appearance as opposed to losing weight for mental health?
Like you said, the fitness business is a business. So I'm for sure, with any kind of businesses, looks sell. So it's not just the fitness industry. This could be the beauty industry, and they are showcasing people who, what is conventionally looked upon as fit, or what's conventionally looked upon as pretty. So I think that, for sure, it gives people that impression of this is what it means to look fit. You can use it as the initial like springboard to want to start getting fit. But I think as you delve even more into it, and as you start educating yourself about being healthy, about being fit, then that's when you start to develop the different intentions of why you're working out.
That's a very good way to look at it.
So how do we all feel about our physiques?
At this point, I'm
Honestly.
actually very happy.
You should
I'm
be
very happy with your physique too.
Thank you. Well, I'm still eating like chili crab, my McDonald's, whatever you name it. But I'm happy because I think I'm burning it away. So contented. You?
I think that I love my body. I still have a lot of goals that I want to achieve. Strength goals, physical goals. And I think that it will be a never-ending journey in fully trying to love your body.
Yes, agree.
I think since travel has opened, I have put on weight because I've been traveling. Every time I come back from somewhere, I bring back a little bit more of me with me. But I think I'm also at a place where my mental health is more important.
Yes.
And if eating makes me happy, I'll eat. Like, I can work on that later,
Yes,
Yeah.
agree.
One thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah, I think for my physique, after starting to work out in a gym and all that, I feel strong. I like it. I like it when I see that I'm strong, and I can lift things.
Yeah.
I
Petite little
was
Jimmy.
weak. Yeah, when I was maybe 2 years back, I was very weak. I wouldn't be able to like open things or lift heavy things or like my shopping. That's the heaviest thing that I hold. But now
Not problems.
there are problems. But now I'm trying to eat better so that I have less, what do you call it, like visceral fat,
Yeah,
right?
visceral fat is basically the fat that surrounds your organs.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is
and-
important, but
It's important.
you can't have too much of it also.
Yes, lowering your visceral fat is very important because that's a health thing. I've known clients who are very, very lean. They have very low body fat, but their visceral fat is something like 7 or 8, which is very high on the
High,
visceral fat scale. So it means that they don't look like they're very fat, but inside all their organs are covered with a layer of.
What do you do about that?
For that, that's mostly diet and exercise. I know I don't want to say.
I know, no, like eating better foods,
Yeah.
eating healthier.
Eating healthier.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So there's this concept of body positivity versus body neutrality. I know positivity because we hear it all the time. It's always being positive of your body regardless of shape, size, and the appearance related attributes. Body neutrality is being more accepting of your body rather than always loving it, always having that optimism about it and appreciating it for its non-physical characteristics.
Which means on days that you find your body is not like on point, it's okay.
It's
you
okay.
accept it as well.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Like body positivity versus body neutrality?
Oh, it's the latter for me. It's definitely the latter. I don't think I am happy in my body every day, but that's okay. Like I accept it. I'm happy.
I RT Hazel.
RT, okay, retweet. Yeah.
So neutrality over positivity.
Yeah.
That's mostly. I believe that both of them can exist. I think that it's a bit counterintuitive, right? Because there's this dilemma of like self-acceptance versus self-improvement, right? Because body positive would be like, I accept, I love. Then the body neutrality is like, I want to change myself. There's a slant towards like, I feel that I'm not happy with my body now, but I can eventually improve and I can
Yes.
eventually change my body.
But I accept it still.
But I accept-
But I'm like
yeah.
working on it.
Yeah, so I think like there's a bit of a
They
like
coexist.
like they can coexist. I don't think that they are mutually exclusive, like positive versus neutrality. I think they can coexist, and I think where I'm coming from is that I'm moving more towards body autonomy.
Yeah.
Rather than body positive versus body neutrality. Body autonomy tells you that I love my body, but I will love it in every stage, and I am also. There's parts of me that I want to improve. There are goals that I want to achieve, and there are parts of me that I want to change. And I have every right to change that because it's your body, and you should
Right.
have every right to do whatever you want with your body.
I do like that.
Oh, I love that.
So when it comes to body image, we all said at the start we struggle with body image issues, right? So how can we then better our body image? I think one very important way, especially in this day and age, is who you follow on social media. So I tend to I follow this account that busts like diet myths and fitness biggest myths that really helps give me perspective on like not all food are bad, not just because you want to have a handful of M&Ms over a handful of nuts doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. Things like that, positive things like that.
For me, I think it's very important to look at, and what I kind of tell my clients as well and tell people is that you want to look at what your body can do for you. Rather than how it looks. So you want to look at your body and go, like, exactly what you said, my arms are not flabby, my arms are strong.
Yeah.
I would be a hypocrite if I said that, body working out for superficial reasons is not an intention of mine, or it's not everyone's intention. I'm very aware of that. But I think like it's also expanding your goals. It's expanding your goals to know I'm not only, yes, I want to look this way, but I also want to gain a lot of other things. Like I want to be mentally sharper. I want to be a lot stronger. I want to feel energetic through the day and not feel tired so easily. Yeah.
I hear that. Wow. What about you, Zura?
I just want to expand on what she said, right? And I think what she's saying is also that a good body is a result of working out. But I think, the intention should be something bigger. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then in that aspect, right, as a fitness trainer, when you train your clients, obviously you guys set goals. But what are some goals that you set that are beyond what they see on the scale? Like just the weight, your weight.
So I personally don't weigh myself. I personally don't weigh myself. I haven't weighed myself
Or your food.
Or my food.
Yeah.
I haven't weighed myself or my food in years.
Wow.
Like really years. Like in years. And the reason for that is because I think that it can lead to a very unhealthy obsession.
Okay.
When you are constantly obsessing over numbers, even my fitness app, No Sweat, I never ask people what your weight is. I never even get them to put down what their weight is. It's really basing my progress on photos, so like before and after photos, and also on how they feel. So even on the app, even after the workout, you can actually start journaling. Like I felt stronger after this workout. I felt good that I was able to do 10 push-ups instead of 8 push-ups from my last one. I can do one more push-up. So I think it's these like goals that you set for yourself that really drive you to love your body more for what it can do for you rather than just how it looks.
Right, and my fitness trainer actually also took my measurements. So they say it's way more accurate than seeing your weight on the weighing scale, right? So how thick your waist is, your thighs are, and then you do a before and after comparison and see if that makes you feel better.
I think, a healthy body image, it also reflects a healthy mind. If you're struggling with your relationship with food or, if you are struggling with some sort of eating disorder, our heart really goes out to you. It's a process that you're going to have to work through, but always prioritize your mental health, right? And seek avenues, different ways that you can try to talk to people or people that have been through it, that have overcome it, and see how you can really move forward. And we believe in you.
Yes,
We
and
believe it's possible.
I hope this episode of like Hush Podcast will shed some light and encourage you in your journey to love yourself more.
Don't punish yourself for eating.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So with that, Tien, you have any final words for our listeners at Hush Podcast?
Actually, no, I wanted to ask one question to you guys.
of course.
Actually, I wanted to ask you a question. So, like, as influencers or like public image, people with elevated like public profiles, do you feel that sometimes when you get comments like on your photos and stuff, like, does that get to you?
The comments actually not so much nowadays. People would actually send me DMs that say, looks like it's time to hit the gym. Yeah. But they don't affect me that much. What affects me is my own mind, myself, seeing myself on screen and seeing like, oh, I look a bit chubby, or like even watching Hush Podcast. Sometimes I if you look at videos from the start of Hush Podcast, I actually look way chubbier then because I didn't do like I didn't work out back then. So that gives me the motivation to eat healthy, to hit the gym, but it's really a battle with my own mind.
Yeah.
I have to second that. Like back in 2017, I saw myself on screen. Oh my gosh, I look so chubby. And now I think it's a better balance. I can't say that it doesn't like get to me. Of course, sometimes I wish, I have a sharper jawline and stuff like that, like any other female influencer out there. But recently, I actually did like this live stream where I was selling bras and then basically 8 days, did a report on that. And upon putting it out on Instagram, I was expecting some comments to come up already. And true enough, one fella comment said, she's such a faker or something like that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like wearing a bra is fake? And these comments, these comments confuse me. but they don't get to me as much as they would have, say, maybe like 5 years ago. So I really second what Jeremy said. It's all a battle up here in your mind. If you are happy with yourself, nobody can tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. For me, if you don't already know, my weight fluctuates like crazy.
Yeah.
All the time. I have 3 sizes in my wardrobe at all times.
Right.
At all times. And I think on my personal pages it's fine, but people comment on that all the time. Like because they see it like fluctuate and they see it like yo-yo, right? They comment on it all the time, especially on like videos posted up by like my station's page, for example. It's like bam, 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 bam.
Oh no.
And if I were to let that affect me, I would die lah. So
Yeah.
it's a battle.
Yes.
Oh, it's really about mental
It's a
resilience.
I'm gonna eat.
I'm gonna eat my McSpicy.
But I feel like people in our line of like work has higher resilience to such comments, don't you think?
No, because we
choice.
spent years
Yes.
Yeah.
dealing with this,
Yes, yes,
being
yes.
sad about these things, like crying in my bed. Like, people ask me to hit the gym, I better hit the gym. Like,
Definitely
you've
gets to you.
developed a sort of like resilience.
Coping mechanism to this kind of like comments.
Survival, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, you're a public figure too. What do you think?
I think like for me especially because I am in the fitness space, I think there's an extra pressure
Yeah.
to look a certain way.
Because it's your career.
And it's a career as a personal trainer, as I said just now, and it's if you don't look the part, people have a lot of things to say, and I mean I'm with you guys as well. Like it definitely gets to you when someone says like, okay, she looks chubby, like she looks too chubby to be a personal trainer, and that's something that I got when I was doing No Sweat. When I was doing that fitness show, they're like, how is she giving us advice when she looks like she does not go to the gym or she looks like she doesn't even lift? So they have all these comments, but I think that what is very important there is you kind of develop that resilience and then you shift your focus to, okay, you know what, I'm working out not to please you guys. I'm working out because I know I'm strong. I know I'm fit. And if you guys want to call me, whatever you want to call me, like talk about my body, it's fine because I know I'm strong, I know I'm fit, I know what I'm doing. So I think it's developing that confidence, especially with yourself, and I think that takes a long time, and that's why you go to the gym, that's why you eat well, because you want to develop that confidence. So if you guys can say whatever you want, I know that I'm fit, I know I'm healthy, and I know my intentions are good.
What a great way to end this episode. I absolutely love that. We learned so much here today. Honestly, I'm coming out of this feeling very positive.
Yes,
And
me
wanting
too.
to develop a more healthy relationship with food and also with working out and all that.
And we hope for all you listeners here at Hush Podcast as well. I hope you have many things to take away from this episode. With that, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Cleverities Hush Podcast.
Don't forget to catch Tien as well as Hazy on
yes.
Gemokaki.
Woohoo! Me
That's
Watch.
right. Me Watch video on demand. It's also on Channel 5 every Wednesdays.
Follow us on Instagram at itscleverty.co for more updates.
That's right. You can also listen to us on Me Listen, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to turn on the notifications.
And of course, catch us on YouTube if you want to see the beautiful Tien's face. I know you guys are sick of our faces. So.
We hope not. Once again, I'm Hazel.
I'm Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And thank you, Tien.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Thank you.
I have McDonald's like maybe less than 10 times a year.
Really?
Strange.
I
like-
love
Sorry, I love
I
McDonald's.
love Max. I really love Max.
Time for McDonald's.
Chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets.